We are talking about yet another update. We got a lot more talk about the Asgardians and what the heck is going on with Ultimus. All that and more coming up in your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. So if you're ready to Moto Surf, baby!
Moto Surf!
Yeah, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Oh yeah, what is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. It is time for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. I am ValleyFlyin. I am joined by my brother, Khasino. What is up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
It is going on super sweet. There's a lot going on. You got some interesting stuff going on with Ultimus that I don't even know yet. I'm going to find out live. You're going to get my live to tip reaction on this. We're also talking about Asgardians. We got another update that just dropped, guys. Not a full update, but some patches that went on. We're going to talk all about that and more. And yeah. There are timestamps in the description in case this goes a little long. Khasino, Asgardians, they were released a little bit before, or their reworks were done a little bit before we recorded last week. Didn't really get a chance to play with them too much. Now that you had about a week, what are your thoughts on this full Asgardian team, including Heimdall and all the rework characters in it?
I'm really happy with the Asgardians. So in my mind, they're kind of two different teams. There's the Asgardians in every other game mode, and then there's the Asgardians as a war defense team.
Ooh, so they're strong.
They are pretty scary as a war defense team. They have some necessary T4s, but not too many. In my experience here, because I keep getting asked this, so let me just get this out of the way. Everyone's asking, what are the necessary T4s? And I haven't done an orange essentials for them yet, but early thoughts are the Heimdall passive, the Hela ult and passive, and then the Loki ult are must-haves, and then for war defense, the Loki special is pretty important as well.
Yeah, I love that Loki special. I'm liking Thor's passive though, because that extra damage that he's getting.
It's only 20% though.
This is getting a little extra damage on his AOE attack too. So
right, but it's only 20% is what I'm saying. It's not bad, but it's not essential. I wish Thor had a really necessary T4, and he does all right. Like, he gets a good amount of bonus damage. It's not the worst T4 upgrade ever, but it's not that much damage. And I mean, he can only gain one charge per turn, like per enemy turn. So he's not gonna do that many times in the fight.
All right, that's true. But he's Thor. He's Thor.
I know. People keep asking me, like, hey, man, I got a 6 red star Thor. Which ability should I put T4s in? Like, maybe his ult.
So
his ult's
not
all
the
right.
Thor passive, but the other ones, I like the other ones as well. Those are all good. I like them.
I mean, look, if you have a really strong Thor, you're using them a lot, it's not that wasteful. Like, it's not a terrible upgrade. I don't think it's like a super rush priority, but it's not bad. His ult, the extra 10% chance to stun everyone is not bad.
And 50% extra damage to every single target. That ult is nice too, yeah.
Yeah, damage is fantastic. I think his ult's his best value. But anyway, so thoughts on the team, like they're pretty solid. We still only have 4 of them, and part of it is when you have that 5th one, the healing is so significant. So I'm interested to see just how much passive healing there is. But I'm actually a little bit disappointed in Heimdall. I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah, you're already disappointed with him early on. Yeah, still disappointed with him after playing with him for a week.
Yeah, and I mean, I still love him as a character, and his animations are still really cool. But I'm not digging his contributions to the team. He's just not doing that much.
His contributions to the team is he's an Asgardian. He's gonna give them all more health, and he's gonna give Thor more damage on his, or Thor more chance to get his AOE off from his passive. That is his contribution to the team.
Yeah. His contribution is his tags. That's the best part of his kit.
Yes.
So that's a little sad, but yeah, I mean they're handling some Ultimus 7 nodes pretty well. On war defense, they're very dangerous. I've been running them with Thanos as the 5th.
Okay.
But I've seen like a Captain America variant. I've seen I saw a Shuri variant. I saw Captain Marvel as the 5th.
I've been using Merc Radguard because he's not on any team, and they're doing pretty good on the defensive wins.
Yep, and a lot of people are asking like what teams counter them, and I'm interested to see if this changes with Sif. But obviously the Fantastic Four beat them. We found that the X-Men beat them, and AIM do really, really well against them, actually, because they don't have an answer to debuffs.
Yeah.
AIM do really well against them because they don't have an answer to debuffs. And then the other really big one is Supernatural. Seems to do really well against them because Mordo gets that 2-turn heal block right away, which lasts until about when Heimdall goes to remove it. And so, yeah, they seem to do pretty well. And then, you know, Supernatural, Loki's special might kill someone, but Supernatural's really good at making you pay for that, and then they revive them shortly after. So
hopefully they don't go after Strange though. That's
I actually saw a Supernatural. It was only a 10k punch up, but I saw a Supernatural team still beat them when they took out Strange on turn 1.
Interesting. That team kind of falls apart from me when Strange dies early on.
Oh, for sure. It was rough, and I don't know how it would have worked out. You know, like they'd all.
I did like the best RNG possible for that one.
Maybe, but you already had terrible RNG with the 20%.
Well, after that, the AI kind of made up for it. Like, yeah, you're still screwed. Let's give you some good RNG.
Yep. So it's still a little early to say. I'm not sure how big of a punch up they can manage or anything, but the fact that Supernatural can punch up on them even a little bit is a good sign.
Yeah, I'm impressed if they punch across, and just knowing that they could punch up, even losing Strange is impressive. I did a pretty nice punch down on the Asgardians with Wakanda to try to test out that Black Panther, but Loki killed him pretty quickly, so I don't really have a good test.
BP?
Oh, yeah, no. He killed Black Panther like early on, so that ruined that test.
Yeah. But they made it a little tougher with Greg now, where he went in the turn meter. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the Wakandans do, because they all go pretty early. If they can take out Hela, that's the other thing is you got to go for Hela first. That
was my primary target. Once she's gone, is easier. But Greg kept getting in the way for some reason.
Yeah, Greg is very intrusive.
So you mentioned that you took them into Ultimus 7. You must have them pretty beefy, and I'm curious the results in that, because they're not supposed to be a raid team, but they got some good survivability with their Asgardian healing that they do for themselves.
So I was using Thor, Loki, Hela with Greg, and then Scientist Supreme and Minerva.
Interesting.
And then I did one version of that where it was, I want to say it was no Scientist Supreme. I think it was just Minerva, and then I had Heimdall, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, anytime Greg dies, the enemy team loses speed bar. The Asgardians are getting healed. Minerva gets some speed bar. So that's, decent. And then you've got 2 revivers, and anytime an Asgardian dips below 50%, Loki throws them in stealth, so they like make a quick getaway when they get kind of low. And then Thor is obviously racking up a bunch of charges, dropping AoE, and Hela's AoE is pretty fearsome. And then the Loki summons do a good job of standing in the way and evading and absorbing some blows. So they did pretty well, and then they have that natural sustain. So they weren't like crushing it in the super later nodes, but for I'd say like the first 4 or 5 nodes, they did a lot better than I thought they would.
And what is your power of those some of those characters? I don't know if you remember off the top of your head, but just rough estimates.
They're gonna be around the 50 to 60k.
All right, so they're pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I was curious. I wonder if my Asgardians can do it, but no, they're not even close to that. So not yet for Ultimus 7 for me.
Well, Hela is just a ridiculous character. Like the more we play Hela. And we'll talk about this later on, the tier list, but like the one character that we really got wrong was Hela. She's just so good. Like, I can't say it enough. She's so good.
Wasn't she rated pretty high in that initial rate? We'll get to that. We'll get there. Let's talk about we'll talk about Ultimus real quick, and then let's skip ahead to that tier list. But what are your thoughts on Ultimus before we get into this bug that you have recently caught with Ultimus?
So I really like the new Ultimus, but now I'm confused about why he can't get red stars.
Yes.
Like, he has a decent kit, but a lot of it is focus based. Like he needs to remove buffs, he needs to flip buffs, and he doesn't have good focus at all because he doesn't have red stars. Like he's not particularly good without red stars. So I'm very confused. Like they gave him a kit where he wouldn't be like broken, unstoppable if he had red stars, but he'd be a very, be one of the better characters. Let's say like top 20 character probably with red stars. But Yeah, he doesn't have red stars.
Well,
so
do you know what would happen if they gave him red stars? Everybody that hasn't unlocked him would have a 7 red star Ultimus because of that tinfoil hat theory, and by the time they unlock him, he'll be like the most powerful character on their roster.
Well, no, you know how long it takes to get 7 gold star Ultimus?
Do you know how long it takes to get 7 red stars?
No, I don't. I'm still working on it.
Me too.
But so no, I don't. But even if that happened, like getting the gold stars for Ultimus would have to be harder. So there wouldn't be a lot of 7 red star Ultimuses running around.
Longer. I don't know about harder. Because there's kind of a finite time that you eventually will get.
Yeah,
Ultimus,
inevitably. Eventually,
there's an unlimited time that you can get the 7 red stars.
No, I hear you, but yeah.
Anyway,
again,
it was kind of meant as a joke, and I'm taking us off too far of a tangent here. What are your what is going on with this bug with Ultimus, man? What he's got some shenanigans going on with this character.
That's the best way to describe it. So I
have the footage. I'm playing it here, and I know you can't see my screen, but if you could kind of talk me through what is going on here.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty simple. So the way his ult is coded, as you know, is for every buff the enemy has, he does an extra attack. But for some reason, the way it's coded, each extra attack, he counts the same enemy as a new enemy for the purpose of that attack. So you're seeing him use his ult on Luke Cage, but he's like, all right, attack enemy 1, Luke Cage. Then attack 2, target enemy Luke Cage. Attack 3, target enemy Luke Cage. And he just keeps doing that. So in that footage, you'll see him fire off 7 attacks and kill the target. And for some reason, and this only works with his ult when you kill someone, he registers 7 targets as having been killed. And his passive gives speed bar based on targets killed. So when you kill a big Luke Cage like that with his ult, you'll notice that he gives the Kree allies 1,400 turn meters.
All right, let's play this footage. This is gonna be crazy.
And he gives the non-Kree 1,050.
All right, there's the hit. Boom, 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 and oh my goodness, look at that. 1050 and 1,400. Jeez.
So yeah, everyone on the team got a full turn and then some. The Kree got almost a turn and a half.
Pretty cool if it's your own ultimate, but geez, what's gonna happen in the hands of the AI with this bug?
Well, so here's the interesting thing is if you look at Ultimus's kit, I am now deathly afraid of the final node of Ultimus 7. Because the Ultimus and the final node of Ultimus 7 is a 6 red star Ultimus. So he actually has focus and power.
An impossible character to get.
Yes, but you know they did that with Fear the Darkness and stuff too. But so now he has like amazing synergy with characters like Captain Marvel, Kree Cyborg, Korath, Minerva, and a ton of those characters show up on that final node also. So I'm pretty confident in saying that while we can't get good red stars on our Ultimus, the Ultimus that's the final boss of Ultimus 7 is now going to absolutely destroy people.
Oh, this sounds so fun. Hopefully whatever bugs and unintended consequences from his rework are fixed by the time we finally get to that, because I don't see our alliance getting to that in at least 2 months.
Yeah, it's
at
gonna
least
take
2
a while.
months. Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. And then the other thing is it's just with his ult, and it's only, you know, if he lands multiple hits and gets the kill. So it's like a very rare edge case. Like, I don't even think it should be fixed, honestly. I think it's kind of awesome, and it doesn't happen very often, and when it does happen, it's a nice little bonus. But
that was a perfect instance as Luke Cage with the taunt, multiple buffs on him. You're probably gonna get to kill on characters like that.
Yeah. But the other thing is because of his focus, like with your Ultimus, like if you try that against characters like a lot of people are like, oh, so this must be really good against Juggernaut, Colossus. Like, no, they have great resistance. He doesn't flip anything, so he hits them a lot, but he's hitting into defense up, so he doesn't usually do enough to kill him, and then he doesn't flip any of their buffs. It's not that good.
So on
even
paper,
with red
very
stars,
good.
he'd struggle.
Kind of mediocre in practice is kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so his rating, I'm just taking a quick look. We ended up rating him mediocre, usable, mediocre. Overall, he's mediocre still. One of the main reasons why is because he can't gain red stars that he desperately needs. Now he does have the potential to really jump up with synergy, and I mean, just giving 20% max health to non-minion Kree, like, that immediately makes characters like Minerva and Korath and Captain Marvel like really scary.
Yeah.
Korath,
Oh, Captain Marvel. Oh yeah. Oh,
So
my goodness. That'll be a crazy war defense team with Captain Marvel and Minerva and maybe like a Winter Soldier just for that ward boost too, just to really try to round out Captain Marvel.
So I've already done my reconfiguring for how this patch is going to affect my teams, and I'm proud to say I have a sure to win blitz team with Ultimus on it.
Okay.
That works really well actually, without Captain Marvel. And then I also have a war defense team with Ultimus on it without Captain Marvel that has gotten me at least one war defense in both wars that I've had it so far.
All right, I'm enthusiastically looking forward to you getting those infographics done. But speaking of infographics, I know you get a bunch with every update because of the tier list, and you had a live stream for the tier list this past weekend. How'd it go? Any big surprises? Any characters rated a lot higher than you thought? Any characters rated a lot lower than you thought? When you finally analyze these characters, what are your thoughts on these?
All right, well, I just want to clarify your wording, because you'd said like every patch you get a lot of infographics. I know what you meant, but just for the viewers who think like, oh, I'm receiving these. No, I make them. So
yes, miswording. I know you make them. If I said that as a miswording on my part, so.
Yeah, no, I know.
Thank
you
for the clarification.
For the viewers, I didn't want to be like, oh, Foxx sending him infographics now too. Like, no.
That is exactly where a lot of some of the viewers would think they came from.
No, I'm making them.
All right, so with this live stream, any big surprises from you?
So. Let's see. Hela, we corrected. I was really happy to make sure Hela just got God across the board. She's just absolutely phenomenal.
Where'd you have her before?
Demigod Green. So we thought that she would be pretty good on her own, but she would need her team to jump up to that next level. Not even necessarily her team. We were thinking like, Carnage or Venom or something would jump her to the next level. But no, she's just absolutely fantastic on her own. She doesn't need any help to be God tier. And then we ranked Heimdall and Sif, and Heimdall did all right. Sif did a bit better.
Those aren't surprises though, right? You knew they weren't that good.
I would say the most surprising one, and it's not. I don't want to say it's the most surprising, like, oh, I couldn't believe the rating that the character got, but just like I can't believe that we got this character out of nowhere was Yo-Yo. Like Yo-Yo is pretty much God tier across the board. Yeah, Yo-Yo's fantastic. Let's see. We ended up giving Yo-Yo God tier across the board, and Yo-Yo just looks amazing. And so for me, it wasn't like, as soon as we saw Yo-Yo's kit, we were like, why is this so strong? But so the shock for me isn't like, oh man, we gave Yo-Yo God tier. It's like, where did this come from? Like, just randomly, like, oh, by the way, you're getting a super OP character, Yo-Yo. Like, what?
Yeah, kind of like Minerva. Like, who is this Minerva character? Oh, her kid is actually pretty good. Oh, she's the best character. She's one of the best characters in the game. Yeah, that's who she is.
Yes, but at least Minerva was a tie-in to a movie at that time. Yo-Yo is coming out of nowhere, and then like five people are like, oh yeah, she's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. I agree.
And I get it, like she's an Inhuman. I get it, she's an Inhuman, but if she's like one of the best Inhumans, why is she coming before the others?
Yeah, why is Black Bolt and stuff not better than her? The legendary Black Bolt.
Well, no, okay, so Black Bolt's better than her. Black Bolt's better than her. But what I mean is, assuming there's other members of the team, like if that's the precedent they're setting, is that Yo-Yo's just like a non-legendary member of the team. If they're all like Yo-Yo level, the team is going to be absolutely bonkers. Like, just way over the top. So I'm assuming that the other Inhumans won't be quite Yo-Yo level. I hope not. Like Yo-Yo's
I don't know. Maybe they just be like the killer Inhumans team out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep this up, like we have Yo-Yo and Black Bolt so far, Quake is not quite on their level, but even I forget if it's Black Bolt or Yo-Yo's passive, but one of them gives 20% max health to Quake, which helps her a lot as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the three of them, because it looks like Quake's supposed to be on the team at least temporarily. Yeah. Just the ones that we have so far, it just looks ridiculous. So yeah,
that is actually pretty surprising. I didn't fully study her kit and the implications of it, but yeah, I'm surprised that the Yo-Yo is released as such a good character. One character that I'm really surprised at, though, you said Ultimus was mediocre before his rework and is still mediocre after it. That really surprised me that he got rated exactly the same.
Well, so as a solo character, it didn't change that much about him. Like, he's definitely a little bit better, but he's still we have it ranked by like, first we look at like how do they compare to everyone in their origin, how do they compare to everyone in their class.
Oh, you guys go deep.
Yeah. We have a second page of the spreadsheet where it's all the characters ranked by origin and all the characters ranked by class. And so, we were looking at like the usable characters, which is the tier above mediocre, and we were like, we solo prefer all the usable characters. Like a good amount of what they gave Ultimus, like they made his basic way better.
Yeah.
But his basic only matters like 30% of the time. His basic is awesome, but that's not dependable, and he doesn't use his basic that much. He's still really slow, except when someone taunts, he gets a little bit of speed once. His special does more damage, which is good, but the main function that his special serves, A, he needs good focus for it, which is not necessarily going to have. B, if you don't have Kree Cyborg, you're not getting the most value out of that either. And then the ultimate, he always had the ult. They didn't really change the ult. They made it so he can use it on turn 1, but like against characters like Luke Cage and stuff, you don't want to do that on turn 1. You want to wait anyway. So, and his passive is a little bit better. He got a little bit better, but he has so much more potential now. Like he used to be still terrible even on a Kree team. Like you would just leave him off because he sucked.
Yeah,
now
he made them worse, or he did something worse with them, right? He gave more benefit to non-Kree than Kree. It's weird.
Yeah, they corrected that now. But so now he has a proper team that he works well with, at least. So we got that. But yeah, as a solo character, he's not that much crazier. And again, the big thing that really handicaps him is no red stars really hurt this guy. He needs them. And if FoxX is worried about like a 7 red star Ultimus being too powerful, which I don't think would be the case. Again, I think he would be like a top 20 character, but I don't think he'd be in contention for like top 5 character. But even if that's the concern, so just cap him at like, oh, he can't go past 5 red stars. But he needs some.
Just put him in there. Just make him available now. He's got his rework. I mean, people have been playing long enough. People are getting him to 5, 6, 7 stars. They're put him in there. Put him in there, FoxX. That is my request for this year.
I'm with you.
All right. We had a blitz. We had the first Strife Blitz come out this past weekend. Thoughts on Stryfe overall as a character? You've probably been using him for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now? Got some experience with him, and then the Blitz results. What do you think about the direction the Blitz scores are going?
I mean, they're pretty standard. The Blitz seems to be just going along. Okay. So, as is the case with whenever they do a release of multiple new characters from around the same patch time, like Stryfe was technically available last patch, from his offers, but whatever. I still consider him like him and Mr. Sinister are all still part of like what's going on now.
Yeah.
Stryfe is a new character, but he's like notably not as good as Mr. Sinister. So he's the new character, but he's not as impressive of a new character. So his scores are still very high, but a little bit lower than like the expected standout Blitz release.
Yeah. Mr. Sinister is crazy good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing people complain about that Strife's tankiness. Is that something to do with not having the gold stars, the red stars on him, or is he just not as good as a tank? Because I'm assuming you got a pretty beefy Stryfe as well.
Yeah, I mean, mine could still use some love. I think right now he's 4 red, 5 gold, which is something, but definitely would see some jumps. But he's all right as a tank. So the thing is, he gets a lot of deflects, but he gets a moderate amount of barrier. Like what really hurts him, and I've always said this, I don't like tanks that don't get defense up. If you're gonna taunt, you need to get defense up. So he has 2 things counting against him. He doesn't get defense up, so he does a good amount of blocking, but like his block amount is not that crazy. So his blocks are less effective than defense up. Blocks, standard block amount is 25%. So he'll knock off 25% damage, but if he just had a defense up, that would knock off 50% damage. So that you've got that, and then he has one of those mechanics where he finds lots of excuses to jump in and taunt. If he's basicking someone who has a taunt, he taunts. If Mr. Sinister, I want to say drops below like 50%, he jumps in and taunts. And so the other thing that tends to happen with him is like with other tanks, when they get kind of low, you let them chill for a little bit, maybe they heal back up or they recover, get some cooldowns back, whatever it is. Even if he's low, he's going to jump in.
Just too tanky. Too much of a tank.
Yeah, he's too aggressively taunting, so he's good at getting himself killed. So he's not a terrible tank, but he's certainly not great. He needs defense up. If you have someone who gives him defense up, he becomes a really, really tanky tank.
Oh, but I have a 5th for that team that I've been using. I've tried out a few characters. I like Kingpin. the offense
Yeah,
and the
Kingpin.
defense up.
Yeah.
That is my favorite character for that fifth spot. I've tried out a few of them and just didn't work as well.
I love Kingpin, and Kingpin has 2 abilities that set off Sabretooth's passive for the non-damaging attacks, all the villain assists. Yeah, Kingpin is fantastic, and the 2-turn defense up is exactly what Stryfe needs. So, yeah, I love Kingpin for that team as well.
Nice. Anything else on Stryfe before I move on?
No, I'm interested to see. We know that this is an incomplete team, so I'm interested to see what future Marauders hold for the team. I'm curious to see what direction.
Gambit.
I want Gambit in the game, but I don't. We do want Gambit, but do we want Gambit on the Marauders?
No, but if that's going to get him into the game, it's going to get him into the game, and it's going to give the Marauders a 5th. So 2 birds with 1 stone. Not exactly what the way we'd want it, but kind of a solution.
I won't be mad if we get Marauder Gambit, and he could be Marauder X-Men or something.
Yeah. So the caveat: if they release him as a Marauder, he also needs to have that hero tag with the X-Men as well. Don't just make him stuff, because he's not really a villain. Anyway, let's move on. There's been some talk in the community about Black Bolt. There's been some fear about him in the hands of the AI on raid nodes, on in Fear the Darkness nodes. Thoughts on Black Bolt facing him as an enemy in the hands of the AI, just ruining your Minerva, ruining your Ultron.
So Black Bolt on his own is not actually that tough to deal with. None of his stuff. Actually, his special might be unavoidable. I'm not sure. I have to look. Do you know if his?
I don't remember his kit off the top of his head. Just a lot of damage and then some crazy passive. That's what I remember off the top of my head.
His special might be unavoidable, but I think that's the only ability, if even that one. And so, Black Bolt's passive screws over summoners and then anyone he kills.
Yes.
But so aside from that special, you know, if you have a good taunting tank that can absorb his special, everything else is fine. Like, you can blind him, you can stun him, you can evade his ultimate. Like, there's a lot you can do to get out of his way. And, like, don't get me wrong, he won't be fun to play against. He's gonna hurt like all hell. But yeah, it's not like he has no counterplay. I'm more afraid of him with Yo-Yo. Like, Yo-Yo terrifies me.
Oh, you think they're gonna put him in alone, huh?
I don't know.
They're gonna have it with Yo-Yo and Mordo and Hand Sentry and and Doctor Strange and all the worst characters to go up against in those raid nodes.
They probably will, but I mean, what are you expecting? Like, all right, they should put new characters in the game. They should be really strong, and only we should get to use them on weak, bad enemies.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but what is there? Should people be worried about this, or is this just kind of the evolution of the game?
I gotta check my crystal ball. I'm not sure. I have no idea what Foxnex is planning.
Oh, come on.
Lately, I've been getting so many questions.
It's the end of the decade coming up.
Oh my god.
It is, really.
Sure.
All right.
So, let me check my Black Bolt Mayan calendar. It looks like there's going to be an Ultimus 8 raid with 5 Black Bolts on every node. Have fun.
Oh, I knew it. All right. Speaking of awesome new content, what about the awesomeness of Night Nurse, brother? Oh my goodness. What an awesome character. We got her blitz going on right now. What are your thoughts on Night Nurse? Should new players that don't have her maxed out really be pushing hard for her?
Yes.
Okay.
And not because she's particularly good. Night Nurse is easily one of the worst characters right now, but there's a few things to consider. The first is, how many healers do you actually have? If you're a newer player, you probably don't have that many healers. I mean, if you've got a decent Mantis, or if you are able to get Minerva or whatever it is, but Night Nurse is an indiscriminate healer. She heals everyone, and she does do quite a bit of healing. Her issue is that she does almost nothing else. She's all healing, so the other 4 characters have to pick up all the slack on everything else, but she will do a good job of keeping people alive if you actually get her strong enough. But I mean,
and she has no utility other than her healing. That's the problem.
She has a slow on her basic.
Yeah, all right.
I know, that's it.
One little utility.
I know. One person, one turn slow. I know.
Yeah.
It's not much. She's not a great character, and she's not in great shape. But because of the phrasing of your question, I had to answer it the way that I did.
I know. I purposely worded it like that.
Right. So as a new player, every character is valuable. You know, whether it's for like doing block party, if this is an opportunity. So the first thing is, like, people when it's a crappy Blitz character, people don't really try. So it's not hard. Like to get top 2000 for the Night Nurse Blitz is probably a Blitz you can top 2000 that you wouldn't normally be able to top 2000 other Blitzes. So it's worth going for it, just off the bat if you don't have a 7-star Night Nurse. And if you get her to 7-star, then it's just anytime you get Night Nurse shards, now you're just getting more Ultimus orbs, and Ultimus orbs always have shards of newer characters. So yeah, it's just easy free shards, and especially with Night Nurse, it's not too much work. So if you have to, if you're planning on like skipping a Blitz because you have stuff to do in real life or whatever it is, like missing out on Night Nurse is not some tragic loss. You'll be just fine. But especially as a new player, you should go for shards of every new character, especially when you don't have to work very hard.
I would agree. If you got the time, even the bad characters, eventually those shards will pay off either in Ultimus orbs or maybe a cool rework.
Yeah, right, exactly. Surprise reworks have been happening quite a bit.
Oh my goodness. We didn't even expect anything for just Cyborg or Ultimus this past one.
Or Korath,
Korath as well, yeah.
Quake actually got a tiny change as well.
Oh yes. Let's talk about that. She did get a change with Yo-Yo, some synergy with Yo-Yo. What are your thoughts on?
So she actually didn't. I know it says it. So this is gonna get interesting. In her ability description on her special, it used to be if Coulson is an ally, the special will slow, and then they changed the wording to say if Coulson or Yo-Yo is an ally, the special will slow.
Yes.
You're right about that. However, that is not at all what the code says.
What does the code say?
The code says if Coulson or Black Bolt are an ally, the special will slow. Which is a weird thing for Foxnex to mess up.
I wonder if Foxnex knows that is in the code right now. And if they would change it before Yo-Yo is released.
Oh, I've told them.
Oh, okay, so they know.
I don't know which one it's supposed to be is the thing. Like, which one is right? Did they get the description wrong, or did they, I don't know which one they meant.
They've done both in the past. They've got the description wrong, and they've gotten the one in the code wrong. So who knows which one they'll fix. If any, maybe they'll just leave it confusing for people.
Yeah, I don't know. But so I love an opportunity to roast them. Like, I'll be the first person to message them and be like, look what you did, you idiots.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out, because when Yo-Yo eventually comes out, we're like, why is my Quake not working properly? Even that's probably why, guys. So yeah, that's.
And here's the funniest part is, the funniest part was the first time they changed her special, it wasn't working with Coulson either, even though it said it would.
Yeah.
Like, they just keep getting Quake's special wrong over and over.
She's a confusing character, I guess.
Apparently.
Can't seem to figure it out.
Stop doing my girl dirty like this, Fox.
No, Chloe Bennett's getting angry at you. All right, now let's talk about the update. Release 3.7.1. Now, this is not a major update like it was last week, but we got a few different minor fixes here. First one that says your daily objective badge can now be dismissed after completing the Ultimus Raid Keys objective. How big is this? On a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, on the one hand, like, it's big, but on the other hand, it's like, yay, you fixed something you shouldn't have broke in the first place.
Yeah.
So, like, some quality of life changes, I'm like, hey, you guys didn't have to do that. You really should have, but you didn't have to, so good job, Foxnex. But stuff like this, it's like, I'm not going to give you a round of applause for cleaning up a glass of milk that you spilled.
Honestly, I didn't even notice it was broken, but I'm glad it's fixed.
Oh, no, this has been annoying everybody. Just there's literally always a red dot in your daily objectives.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
what.
I've seen that, but I was like, what is going on? Whatever.
No,
whatever.
Yeah, they need to fix that immediately. It's super annoying.
But, anyway. Next thing that they fixed, Ultimus Raid Keys daily objective no longer gets stuck at the top of the daily objectives list. Pretty much the same bug here, right? Just a different different
pretty similar.
Thing
a little
that's
bit
happening
different
with it.
because now you always had to like double click to clear all your objectives if you had multiple, because that one would just get hung at the top. So you'd have to like claim one, then skip over that one, claim the next one. So yeah, again, it just shouldn't have happened in the first place, but. Yes. Glad they got it fixed in a timely fashion. Agreed.
This one I didn't notice because I haven't opened any Red Star Orbs. Red Star Orbs can no longer be opened during the multiple orb over feature due to rewards being displayed incorrectly. What was going on here? I haven't opened any, so I don't know what the bug actually was. What was being displayed incorrectly? Like,
I'm
different
not
shards,
sure.
Not getting what you supposed to, like, visually supposed to get, or what would...
I'm not sure what the issue was with it not displaying properly. So I know part of it was like you'd claim a bunch of them. So like, the orb would drop down and you would just see 3 portraits and it would just show like your top 3 pulls. And then when you actually hit like the OK or whatever, like the dialogue window would pop up showing you everything you got.
Yeah.
But the dialogue window showing you everything you got wasn't what you actually got, which was like a bunch of dupes. Like, so the dupes would convert into credits. So what you were actually getting was a stack of the credits. But in the dialogue box, it would show like, oh, you got a 2 of this, a 1 of this, a 2 of this, whatever. And then after you close that, then it would be convert to credits, claim, convert to credits, claim, convert to credits, claim, which was like kind of annoying. And I feel like they could fix it, but whatever, like it's not that important.
All right.
And then I don't know if this was related or not, but I got a 3 Heimdall during Whale Wars opening them the normal way, and it was green.
Oh, my Heimdall was green also. Yeah.
3 Heimdalls.
It was a 3-star Heimdall. It was green. Yeah.
I don't know how they keep screwing this up. Like, is it not exactly the same from character to character? I don't get it.
Consistency is what we want. Come on.
I almost wonder if like there's like one member on the team who's just like protesting like every patch. He's like, no.
It's the mole. The mole is working at Foxnet.
I don't know, man.
All right, our last one of this minor update from today. Store tabs updated with larger, better icons.
Didn't notice.
I haven't noticed either. All right, let's move on then. Invisible Woman. Her event is returning. Do you have her at 6 or 7 stars? Where are you at with your Invisible Woman?
Currently I have her at 6, and I bought 1 shocker offer so I could get her at 7. It was going to be close if I just spent cores and farmed for shocker. I probably could have got him to 7, but I didn't want to gamble. I was like, for $30, I'll relax and not worry.
That's 7-star. Ultimus 7 mates will be very happy, I think.
Yeah. And if nothing else, I mean, she'll be harder to snipe out in those war matches. So
nice. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Invisible Woman for newer players that don't have her unlocked yet? How excited should they be? They've been farming their Sinister 6 for a while, and they're getting this cool character that does very well in Ultima 7. How excited should they be if they're first unlocking her? And should they just build her even without the Fantastic Four matching up?
Yes. So she's an incredibly strong solo character. There's no doubt about that. She's really, really good. She's one of the best protectors in the game. There's no doubt about that. But as far as like how excited should they be, on the one hand, like performance-wise, like she's totally usable even in the top tiers of Arena right now. She's absolutely usable in Ultima 7 right now. She's an amazing war character. Like, she is just a really, really strong all-around character. Yes. So you should be very excited that you got her. But as for how exciting, like for me personally, like someone who's like a really good tank or a really good healer, it's not as exciting for me, even though like she's unbelievably powerful. She's not killing anyone. She's just like making your team really
keeping them
kill.
Alive and
yeah. Performance-wise, she's really good. I don't find her that exciting.
Okay.
I find her very, very good. I'm really glad I have her. I want her as strong as possible, but yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that old football adage, you know, the offense is what puts the butts in the seats, but defense is what wins the championships, and she is the defense of your team. She's the one that's going to win, but it's not going to be flashy and exciting. Exactly. That's kind of the impression I'm getting of you with her.
That's exactly right.
All right. Heimdall. He has an event coming up. It was Datamine for the 13th. I think it was actually released in-game as the 13th as well, but you know what? It is in-game right now. Heimdall, what are your thoughts on his event coming up? How hard are you going to push, and what do you expect your stars to be when it is all said and done?
So I believe I have him at 5-star, but like really low 5-star, I think. I have to check. I might only have him at 4. I don't remember if I have him at 4 or 5. Maybe it's only 4. Actually, because you couldn't buy his solo orb, so I think I only am at 4 actually.
Okay.
And I'm probably only going to have him at 5 when all's said and done, but we'll see. I'm going to try for 6 because you need the Asgardians for Black Bolt.
Yes.
And I have everyone else at least 6, so I'm going to do everything I can to get him to 6. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm saving my cores as well. I got to refresh that because Black Bolt. Yep. Exactly like you said.
Yeah, but for me, that's most of Heimdall's worth. Like I want him to be good on the Asgardian team, but for me, he's mostly a means to Black Bolt.
Yes, and he gives Thor. He makes Thor damage.
Yeah, he has an Asgardian tag. Thor gets better when Heimdall gets hit in the face.
All right, Sif. It was Datamine that she would be released in Blitz. It was announced in game very recently that she is a Blitz character. More Blitz characters. What do you think anybody's going to be able to reach her to get her up to 5 stars with just the Blitz and buying one of her offers? Do you think there'll be some other way to get her, or just these Blitzes? Got to get top 100, both of them, to get Black Bolt.
Yeah, no way to know. I never quite know what they have planned. I mean, you have to remember, once the event comes around, like the actual legendary event, they'll do a calendar, and they might stick her on a node at last minute and give her a double drop or something. Like, I don't know what their plans with her are. Maybe they'll stick her in a store, like War Store, Raid Store, something last minute. Who knows? They might do like a milestone thing like they had with like Ghost Rider and Namor. They might do like her orb frag drops during the Blitz. You know, like there's so many things they could do.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they will do. But the other thing is, Black Bolt looks really good, and they want to make Black Bolt really rare. Mm-hmm. So I would not be surprised if they made it like super hard to get Sif. Like if you had to be, you know, top 100 in both Blitzes or something.
Oh, that would be rough. That would be rough.
I mean, you need what, 310 shards? So what are you looking at for top 100? I always forget this math. What is it, 110?
Oh, I know top 100. Let's say it's 110. Let's say it's 110. I think.
And then you get 21 from the milestones. Close. So you're at 131. Maybe it's 26 from the milestones. I don't remember. But
yeah, I think you're still gonna have to buy.
Right, pack. You're still only at like 280 something. Even 310. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't even think 2 top 100s alone will do it, which makes me think that they'll do something else for her. I don't think they'll make it that rare. Like, when's the last time they released a legendary that, like, only 100 or 200 people were going to get? Like, that's incredibly rare. I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, the Phoenix one was probably the rarest because it was 6-star, I think. But I think a lot of people got her because it was announced so far in advance, right? The requirements. So yeah. I don't know. Even Magneto, which was a little harder to farm characters because they were all new, they announced that so far in advance as well. So I don't know if there was anything super rare in any of the legendaries.
I have no idea what the actual numbers are, but I would estimate in the past that anywhere from like 3,000 to 5,000 players got a legendary on their first pass. Which, you know, if we assume there's like 500,000 players in the game, that's not a lot. But at least it's some of them, like enough to have people showing them off. So to restrict Black Bolt to like 300 players, I doubt it. So everyone's freaking out about how hard Black Bolt's going to be to get, and we just don't know. And this is the kind of thing that they watch closely as it's coming up, and they have a number in mind for like how many people they want to get Black Bolt. I don't know what that number is, but they obviously have a number in mind. And so if they realize like, oh look, almost no one is on path to get them, then they might be like, well, let's make these characters a little bit more available to give people time to get them. And so yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say you are in charge of Fox next. What percentage of the player base do you think should get should get Black Bolt on his first time around?
So
1% to half. I don't know. What more?
So
5.
1% on the very first pass. So here's how I actually look at it: is like spenders should not have too much trouble getting Black Bolt, and I just care that like a small amount of free-to-play players can get Black Bolt. So I would just want it so that on the very first pass, 1% of free-to-play players got Black Bolt. Even if that 1% is like all day one launch free-to-play players. Yeah. That's where I would be content, is if 1% of the free-to-play could get Black Bolt at least. But you do want to make them really rare and really exclusive. And then they've been good about like only waiting a few months before running their second legendary event. So yeah, they've been good about that. So I think that's where I'm at with it. Okay. But the other thing is, you have to look at like star level. Like, as good as Black Bolt is, 5 gold star, even 5 red star Black Bolt, because he's a blaster, won't be anywhere near as menacing as 6 star compared to 7 star. So you can make Black Bolt a little bit.
He's still gonna have that passive though. So
yeah, but he has
totally
to kill
useless.
No, he would certainly be useful. Excuse me, but as a blaster, like stars are especially important. Like Sue obviously benefits from getting higher stars, but like a 6-star Sue is fine. She's doing pretty much everything a 7-star Sue is doing. Yeah. But Black Bolt getting the extra star, the extra red star, is so much more damage. So I think you can be a little bit more generous with Black Bolt because you're gonna want him at higher star anyway.
This is Fox next we're talking about though.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I don't know that they consider a lot of this stuff. I'm still confused. They designed Marauders to be a war defense team, and they're way better as a war offense team.
They should
even
be.
though they get benefits on war defense. So
because the AI most of the time is going to choose the wrong opponent when you're cloning someone for Mr. Sinister. So that's I would agree. They're better on offense, but all their bonuses are on defense. Anyway,
so I'm not quite sure what they're some of the decisions they make over there. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe some other Marauder character will make them better for defense. We'll see. Maybe, hopefully.
All right, it is time once again that I know you guys at home are all waiting for. It is time for the most recent Datamines. This was just put out just a few hours ago, so a lot of the stuff is new. I'm just gonna read through some of this stuff and you can give me your thoughts on it. We got some increased alliance reward, 7 days of gifts from the gods. You're getting gold and red star ore fragments, and they're added in the donation milestone boxes. I remember they did this. Was it exactly a year ago? Was it December? I know they've done something like this before. I
think so. Something, yeah. I don't remember when it was, but yeah, they did something similar to this, and they were really unimpressive rewards last time, so I hope they're more generous this time, because they were just amounts that...
Oh, you are super optimistic, my friend.
I said I hope, not I expect.
All right, we got some featured red star characters, Asgardians, Loki, Hela, Thor, and then we have another data mine for Fantastic Four, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic Thing. Which are you more excited for out of these two?
It's about the same. I guess the Asgardians I'm a little bit more excited for because some high red stars and Hela would be better. But what I don't like about these when they do like the team shared ones is they each get a 5% drop rate, which is not a lot. And then it's only for 1 to 4 red stars. And I try to get every new character to 4 red star anyway. So there is no increased drop chance for 5, 6, or 7, which is what I actually want. So personally, I don't care at all. Now I realize I'm in a position most people aren't in, and for most people, 4 red stars on these characters would be a big upgrade. Yeah. In which case, they're both great. Like both these teams are very meta. Basically, one is among the top war offense, and one's among the top war defense. So the one that you should be more excited for is whether you need more defense or more offense. But yeah, for me, I have pretty much all of them at 4 red stars, so I don't care at all about any of it.
Cool. Let's move on then. We have increased or additional orange gear raid for additional orange gear raid orb fragments and new gear credits will be added to reoccurring milestones for a limited time. It sounds like this is just for the holidays. We have a free gift from Marvel Strike Force. I'm assuming this is for the holidays as well. Again, these are all data mines, guys, so sometimes these things get scrapped. I know this is one that a lot of people have been asking about. This was data mined a while ago. I haven't heard anything about it since then, but it's a little interesting. The Mutant Vagabond milestone. It says it's now live, so we've seen a couple data mines about this, so most likely coming to the game. You're going to earn points for using Marauders in raid, arena, and blitz battles. In addition, earning points while leveling and equipping gear on any character with a Marauder trait. What the heck? I hope this is retroactive. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
I hope it's retroactive as well. And then you'll notice originally it said war battles in there too, and they took that out because they were like, oh, well, if people have them on defense, then they're not going to be using them in war battles. But
smart thinking.
Well, on the one hand, yes, if people are using them properly, and I'm sure plenty of people are, but again, they make a better offense team. Yeah. So, I would have used them in war battles, but it doesn't matter. I hope it's retroactive. I'm with you. I'm gonna be ticked if I rushed and powered these characters up to jip myself out of rewards. Someone yelled at me for using that phrase. Sorry, to screw myself out of rewards.
Oh my goodness, when we first saw this, I was like, this is kind of punishing the people that are getting these characters early, leveling them early. You're not getting these rewards, but you know what? With these milestones, they haven't been super significant, so I don't know if it's going to be too big of a deal with these milestones, but yeah, I do hope they're retroactive as well. Featured characters Kree, you are getting increased drop rate for Kree characters, some of them, not all of them. So more of those, same thing, probably same reaction though, because it only affects the 1 to 4 red star fragments.
Same reaction, but an interesting insight, and I'll share that insight after you read the next data mine.
All right, Kree minion shards rewarded for completing campaign nodes will be doubled from 2 to 4. Yeah, I have a question about this. What is your insight? Why are they doing a double drop for Kree?
Well, go ahead and read the next data mine.
All right, let's move on. This just came out, so let me read through this. For limited time, select shield characters are now featured in Red Star Orbs, Elite Red Star Orbs. The following characters have a 1 to 4 chance drop rate. Again, Nick Fury, Shield Medic, Coulson. Okay.
So why
is he
would they
returning? Is that what this means?
That's my interpretation of it. Better red stars for your Kree, a Kree double drop, and then better red stars for your shield. To me, that looks like Fury is the next legendary event.
Yes, and no dates on these data mines, guys. So
correct.
Who knows when it's gonna be? I know there's gonna be tons of questions. When is it? There's no data mine. There's no dates on this data mine, but that is about it, guys. We got another little blurb, but I don't think that's that big. What anything else? Anything else that we forgot to talk about? This went a lot longer than I thought.
I feel like every week, excuse me, that's the case. But no, just so other than I just mentioned that exclusive that I'm gonna include in this video. So after the tier list, I always update 3 infographics. I do the unique sure to win blitz teams list, I do the solo character tier list, and I do the top 5 teams tier list, which is arena offense, arena defense, and raid. And so I'm 3/4 done with the first one, and I'm probably going to finish it tonight before you actually upload this video. Okay. So nice. Included in the video description will be a link. You guys will get a couple days early the newest unique sure to win blitz teams list. Ooh. There are. By the end of this patch, you will be able to make 19
oh my goodness
sure to win blitz teams in 8.3 with no repeating characters on any of those teams. That's with every single character unlocked and balanced properly. Like, I don't even run 19, but it is possible. So, nice. So yeah, that'll be that graphic.
I'm looking forward to all these infographics that you're doing. I'm looking forward to all of them. So definitely check that out. As soon as it is all ready, which again probably before this video. Tell everybody where they can find you, Khasino.
So I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch over twitch.tv/Khasino every day at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And also anyone's welcome to join my Discord server, discord.gg/Khasino. We got blitz predictions, infographics, videos, data mines, content creator Q&A, and more. So definitely recommend you check it out.
I do too. And thank you once again, Khasino, and thank you guys for watching Weekly News Update. And if you like this video, you like this channel, subscribe, share this with your friends, tell everybody, join the notification squad, like the video, smash that like button, all that good stuff, guys. There's some links down below that support the channel. My other channel, ValleyFlyin 76. There's another game I play, Dragon Champions. There's a link if you want to check that game out as well. The channel does get credit. There's some other links down below that the channel does get credit as well. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check me out on social media. Khasino Moto Surf! Hulk fist bump, baby! Moto Surf! ValleyFlyin out!